Hello. So we're hopefully actually going to do a live commentary this time. Um, for the second week of the Owl Fight Club OFC Season 6. And we are up against Shine and the Lake Valor Luxrays. You see their team on screen with Mega Sizzle, Zapdos, Primarina, Kamoa, Blacephalon, Superior, Umbreon, Mamoswine, Chinchino, Pikachu, and Mashana. Let's get this out of the way. As I tend to do, I tend to disregard some of the lower tier Pokemon, and definitely am doing so here. Chinchino, I don't see what it can really do against some, like, just my defensive pieces is honestly just too... It can't do enough against them. Mashana... It's okay, not even okay for Buzzwole. Like, I was going to say it's okay for Buzzwole, it's not. Does deal with Spectrier, like, my really offensive threats, like, Mashana doesn't help against him. Pikachu isn't faster than Lando, so it just dies. The other 8, though, can very realistically see coming. Mega Scizor is a huge threat, it always is. I hate that it always is, because I always don't like it because it's times 4 weak to fire, but it's such a good Pokemon. SD is really scary, defensive obviously is really good as well. I've got to respect both options, and taking it down is not easy. Zapdos is a pain because, like, it has 2 weaknesses, and I have a rock type, yes, but even like against the rest of their team, like, out of the 8 Pokemon that are realistically going to come, 5 of them beat Regirock. So no. So that was going to be tricky to take down. Primarina's obviously super scary. Calm Mind, Specs, Scarf even I could see coming, because that would outspeed Lando. Try and revenge it that way. You very realistically see that. Komodo is super scary because Clangorous Souls is actually allowed in this league. So Clangorous Souls will actually do a lot. And it's actually quite scary for my team, so I'm hoping that they won't bring it, mainly because it is one of their 2 Stealth Rockers. Their Hazard game is actually not the best, which is quite thankful for me because of one of the strategies that I need to actually get off. So I do have Hazard removal just in case, but like I need to make sure that rocks aren't on the field, because otherwise one of my main ways of actually beating Mega Sizzle doesn't actually work. So Blacephalon, I'm actually not too worried about Blacephalon, as long as I think I have enough ways around Blacephalon, but I might be putting a little bit too much pressure on certain Pokemon. If it's Scarfed, it could be an issue, but I think I've got enough answers. I think. Superior could definitely come just because of Rotom Wash, but I don't think it does well into anything else on my team. So, if anything, I'm not expecting Superior, really. Umbreon's 100% coming. I have a Spectrier. They need to bring Umbreon, otherwise they will just lose a Spectrier. And then Mamoswine is a really good wall breaker. But some of my walls are actually faster than Mamoswine, so I'm not sure if it makes 100% sense to bring here. Things like Rotom Wash and Lando T being able to pivot between those 2. If it is choice, especially Scarf, like, it won't be able to break both. Especially because Rotom Wash really does shut down Mamoswine quite well. And I have other Pokemon as well that are quite good into Mamoswine. So, well, mainly Rotom Wash. So, this is actually one of the first, like, earliest I've actually recorded a team builder. And I guess before we get into it, I just want to say that the PRs came out, and somehow this team got 4th. How I got 4th, I don't really know. I guess I'm okay at team building. I don't really know. Also, Incin is 4th on the kill leaders because it got 3 kills last game. Let's go, Incin. I don't really know, honestly. But I've been complimented on my Hazard game, and the fact that this team is a nightmare to break, and then something like Scarf Woodswall or Spectrier just come in the late game, or like set up Rachi. Like, they can just come in the late game and just win the game. So, yeah. I am pretty happy with that. So I guess thank you to the PR team, especially because so many people don't like Florges. But Florges will get some light today. But as for the team, again, I want to remind people that this is item clause, so a few things don't really look right, but trust me, they're the right decision. So let's start with Expert Built Buzzwole. I was really torn on this because I wanted to go AV. With Sub Buzzwole again, it turns out that Sub Buzzwole's really good. I'd like Leftovers, but again, Leftovers has to be on Florges this week, and you'll see why in a sec. We've got enough speed to outspeed Max Speed Prim, just in case, because there's a chance that they do. And I don't want to risk it, because Poison Jab does a ton. I can't remember the exact calc, but I know it's a ton of damage, especially with the Expert Belt. Stone Edge, with the Expert Belt, is a guaranteed 2-hit kill on Zapdos. I didn't want to run Ice Punch, I didn't want to get staticked. And then Drain Punch is kind of my fighting move of choice. I didn't want to go for Close Combat. Close Combat, I think Umbreon could actually live, even with Expert Belt, which is surprising. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to take Drain Punch. Like, it's super solid against just, like, hitting a bunch of things. And I don't want to, like, just sub and then Close Combat and then be forced out. Keeping Buzzwole healthy will be quite nice. And it does good damage into a lot of their Pokemon. So, and they don't know what kind of moves I'm running on the Buzzwole. So, they've got to fear Fire Punch from Mega Scizor too. Next up, Florges. Florges has Leftovers. There is one reason and one reason alone, and that is the fact that Poison Jab from Animate Max Attack Komodo, with no item, does maximum of 52.5. So that means with Leftovers, it's never a 2-hit KO. Florges is here for Komodo and pretty much nothing else. It's also my Wish Passer. Originally it had Defog, but because of the fact that it gives 3 opportunities for Mega Scizor to come in, I didn't want to go into Florges that much. Florges is literally here for Komodo and pretty much nothing else. It's a check, like, in quotation marks, to Cephalon, and kind of just a pivot piece if nothing else. But realistically, it's just Florges has to be here, because otherwise Clangrissel's Komodo just beats me. No joke, I have nothing else for Clangrissel's Komodo. And thankfully, even if unless they're HP invested, Moonblast is a guaranteed KO, even at +1 SPDF, so. And if it's not, I should be able to live with at least one other Pokemon to take it down. Depends on the moveset, because I'm expecting Dragon and either Poison or Steel, one of the two, and then it's either Sub. It's either Sub, which if it's Sub, then that's fine. I don't care about Sub whatsoever. In fact, Sub will be better for me. It could be EQ, or it could be something else, I'm not sure. It could be Fighting as well, which I have enough things that can deal with it. Because I don't think they'd go Sub because of, I have Jirachi, which I'm not bringing, obviously. Next up, Spectrier. We are Spell Tag. This is something I kind of realized, that the fact that I was like, okay, well, Sub is obviously great on Spectrier, and I wanted to go with Sub Hex, Sub Will-O-Wisp Hex, because, well, Sub didn't have to be on here, but Sub was just so nice for just getting switches, like, because there's a bunch of things that just want to switch, and actually, like, instead of just, like, using, Spectrier just to, like, you know, actually do the damage, like, burning some things on this team is going to be really, really important. Things like Scizor, getting a burn on Scizor, Komodo, or Mamo would be massive. So, we're going with the Hex. Another reason for this is because Komodo gets bulletproof, so I don't want to mess around with Shadow Ball too much, but Shadow Ball is on here. This might be changed to the Nasty Plot, depends on how I feel. I might run a couple more calcs. The speed is to outspeed Cephalon, enough HP where that Umbreon Foul Play actually doesn't break a sub after a burn. So if we sub and Umbreon comes in, we burn it, and our sub does not actually get broken, which is really, really nice. Because that forces the Umbreon to go for more hits, and if it's not Leftovers, then it's going to get whittled down really quickly with that burn. Heal Bell is something that Umbreon could carry, but then it's got to waste turns Heal Belling as I switch into things like Buzzwole or Landorus, Buzzwole if I actually really want to kill it, or Landorus if I just want to get the momentum. So, and Spell Pike is actually really nice, because it means I'm not whittling myself down with Life Orb, and I'm like, it's just a straight damage increase on my stabs, which is great. Spell Type Hex actually does really well, because they have nothing else. Like I said, Scarf plus Cephalon and Mega Scizor does about 56% max, I think. I think it's 56% max with Bullet Punch. So even +1, which because we have double Intimidate is likely to happen, it won't kill me from full. It'll kill me after a sub though, I think. It will depend on the left spread. Next up, Landorus. This is a weird Landorus spread, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, because it's not doing that much damage, but I wanted to outspeed Mamo, just in case. It also outspeeds Prim, it'll outspeed, like, Bulky Dose, outspeed Bulky Komodo, outspeed, like, pretty much anything bulky on their team, like, and even some max speed stuff like Scizor as well. But we don't have a lot of attack investment, and we've basically got just enough attack. This is, you know, how dumb I get. Where that, what was it for? It was for Primarina, right? So, Earthquake does, I believe, 56% to Primarina, which is just enough that Volt Switch into, Earthquake is a KO on max HP Primarina. With Citrus Berry on here, Rotom actually has the boots, and you'll find out that there's the tech on Incin in a sec. But we've got U-Turn, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Smackdown. Smackdown for the Zapdos. I had to double check that Smackdown was not Contact, because this is the first time I've actually used Smackdown. It doesn't do that much to defensive Zapdos, which I'm expecting. But if you look at the team, if they don't bring Superior, and I smack down Zapdos, they have 0 switch into Earthquake, which is why I want more attack investment, and I'm really tempted to do so. But also, like, Heat Wave from Zapdos, like, even non-invested, if I have no HP, does, like, 35%. It's kind of wild, but I don't know if they'll run it. I think they're gonna run Hurricane, which, if they do, that I think is a 2-hit KO. So I do have to be really careful. Landorus isn't that bulky, but it's a really good pivot piece here. And we've got the Citrus Berry just to kind of help keep it alive. I've wanted AV so bad, but Rocks being able to chip down the team to make sure Spectrier can win in the late game is going to be very, very important. Next up, Rotom Wash. A little bit of speed, and honestly, I built this team earlier, and I still don't know why I have this speed. I genuinely don't know. I think it's for Prim, actually. I think it's... Oh, yeah, so it outspeeds Modest Prim, because I saw that, like, it wasn't that much to outspeed Modest Prim, and I was like, I'll go for that. Max HP, as a special attack, is to kind of hit that damage number. I think it was also to make sure I OHKO Mamoswine. Max HP Mamoswine is what I was going for. And then the rest in defense. This is going to be my main Mamoswine switch in. And we've also, as I default wasn't on it originally, it was originally Pain Split, and then Will-O-Wisp, because we actually really want to spread around burns. Spreading around that status so that Spectrier doesn't have to status things itself, so that late game just, like as soon as Umbreon goes down, we can just start burning things, and then Spectrier can win in the late game. And then last but not least, I am worried about this, because this is also my Percephalon check, but this is also the only way I'm actually going to break through Scizor reliably. Chopal Berry Incin. We were originally AV, but Chopal Berry means that we guaranteed live even +2 superpower. The likely scenario I can see is going to happen is Scizor comes in, Incin comes in, they SD, they go for superpower. I take about... I think it's about 70%. And then we get the KO with Flare Blitz. We also have Will-O-Wisp, we also have Parting Shot just to kind of pivot out. And then Flare Blitz knockoff. The rest, the attack investment is just to make sure I get the KO on the Scizor. I can't remember, I don't know why I can't remember his name. And then the defense is to make sure that those calcs actually work with the superpower, to look at adamant max attack. And as a result of not running in boots, we need to make sure rocks are off the field. Because if rocks are on the field, then we're going to have a bad time. We need to make sure that Instant doesn't have rocks up, because otherwise, I don't think we get the... I think we get the live at -1, barely. Sorry, +1, barely. But it's close, and my Instant will not survive, whereas I think if I keep rocks off the field, Instant can be used as a sack later, or if I'm really lucky, I get a wish on it. But breaking Scizor is going to be a pain. This is also my Blacephalon check. If Blacephalon doesn't come, then that means it becomes a lot easier, but I think Scarf Blacephalon's going to come. So that's why Florges also is, like, really important to make sure that we, you know, don't lose Scarf Blacephalon. Rotom's also really good for that as well. Rotom does Oko Blacephalon as well. So, again, obviously this team is fat, but this team's got, like, a weirdly mixed balance of offense where, like, I don't know. Like, Lando, I feel like Lando needs to do more damage, honestly. So like, if I'm going to change anything, it's going to be Lando, like, doing a bit more damage. Or Nasty Plot on Spec over Shadow Ball. Because, like, the calcs are, like, weird. Like, I looked at Scizor, and, like, it does, like, 4 to 6% more, something stupid like that, with Shadow Ball. It's like, do I just run Nasty Plot then? Because, yeah, like, if they don't bring Blacephalon, like, Scarf Blacephalon, then yeah. I was also really tempted by a Sub-Salak, but then Scizor comes in. So, yeah, it's gonna be tricky. I'm really scared about Blacephalon, honestly. So, but we'll see. They have a lot of offensive threats. They can't bring everything, though. Like, I don't think Superior is going to come. I think they may just bring the same 6 as they brought last week. They may leave Prim as well. But if they leave Prim, I actually don't see what they're switching to Incineroar, especially with Will-O-Wisp. So, we'll see. But yeah, that is the team. It's quite a long team builder, but yeah, I'm quite worried for this match. Especially now, as dumb as it sounds, is I actually have expectations on me because my team's good and I've won week 1, but I don't consider myself that great of a player compared to some of the players in this league. So I think if I do well, I think it will be, you know, I'll be happy to see, like, actual improvement. Even if my team is good, that doesn't mean anything. I've got to use this team right. And actually building with this team was so tricky because it turns out when you actually have a lot of good mons on your team, it was actually tricky to figure out what 6 I wanted. So, like, obviously I'm not bringing Mega Venu. It feels weird not bringing my Mega of all things. And I'm not bringing Jirachi, which is one of my highest tier picks. So, and I'm bringing one of my, like, 2 of my lower tier picks if you look at my draft. Like this is 10 and this is 9, and I'm bringing those over, you know, my top end stuff, but that's, I guess that just marks a good team. I don't know, it just feels wrong to me. Like, it's like, I'm not bringing my good Pokemon, therefore my team isn't as good, but at the same time, I'm bringing the better Pokemon for the matchup, which hopefully doesn't come to bite me. I don't know. It's a weird thing that I have to think about, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm nervous about this match, so but yeah, I will see you guys for the battle. Yeah, take it easy. And we are back. So I made 2 changes since the actual team builder. One of which is I actually put on Salak. I decided to go with Salak because of being too scared of Scarf Blacephalon. Just, it scared me too much. So we're going with Hex and Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot actually means we can beat Umbreon in a 1v1. So as long as Scizor goes down, the Spectrier theoretically should win. Instant as well, I actually switched around some of the calcs to the point where this actually only takes 59% max from superpower from +2 superpower or +1 superpower before with the Chopal. Does 59% max. Oh yeah, we got to. I forgot we got to do the. What's it called? We got to do the weird challenge thing because of Alright, we've got it. We should have it. Oh, should we get our challenge shortly? Do I feel good about these changes? I feel good about a Spectrier change, honestly, at this point. Like, I should be able to get Sizzle, and then Incin. Yeah, because I'm essentially trading Incin for, for Sizzle, and then that should be the last thing that really can stand in the way of Spectrier, other than, like, an AV somewhere, but I'm hopefully going to get Chip with the, the rest of my team. And fully Svidef, Zapdos can take a Hex. Even a +6, I think. Yeah, sorry for the wait, but yeah. It's awkward, but it's because of the no items clause. No. The items clause with just one item. I don't even know what Shine's name is, so I can't even try and challenge them myself. Okay, there we go. So we want week 2, Shine. Let's do this. Noble Wow. I am surprised that there's Noble but I do have to fear Ice Shard from Mamo, so the Salic's probably not going to be that useful. But we do outspeed their entire team. So that's good. Just getting live battles. I don't expect to win this, by the way. I probably didn't play enough respect to Mamo, but we'll have to see. I'm probably just going to lead Rotom. It's fairly safe into most things. So yeah, no Blacephalon, which I'm surprised about, and no Superior. Pretty sure my Rotom actually Oko's Mamo. I think that's what it was for. Yeah, max HP Mamo. Yeah, that's what it was for. I am scared of Komoa. They do lead Mamo. I don't actually have healing in my Rotom. I think a safe play here is Will-O-Wisp, honestly. Like, how much would a max special attack freeze dry do? Freeze dry. 57% max? I'm not faster than this Mamo either. Well, there's no guarantee I'm faster. So I'm just going for a Willow. It's a really safe middle ground play. If they go to Komodo, obviously it's really good. And okay, so they Stealth Rock and I Will-O-Wisp. That's fine. Like, it means this Mamo's not going to be doing nearly as much damage. I can also just go for a Defog. They actually do have the Freeze Dry. Just 49.7%. That's a really awkward number. Because that could be max special attack. I think Florges is safe. Yeah. He's gonna get up rocks again. I'm gonna put a Wish in the air. I do need to make sure these rocks go at some point. I'm gonna go for a Moonblast. Yeah, I thought they might try to Freeze Dry. Just gonna Wish. Keep myself healthy. So I need to make sure rocks stay off the field. They're just gonna go to Zapdos. It's a very fair name. Can this kill my Rotom? Zapdos. Very much so. Very. That's Thunder though. What about Thunderbolt? Has a chance to. So I really need to get these rocks gone. That's timid max special attack. Because I don't know what kind of... I assume it's offensive. I assume they're also carrying U-turn. I'm gonna go for it. It's a risky play. Go for Toxic. Okay, well I've got Aromatherapy, so that's not too bad. I'm just gonna defog. I need these rocks gone. I think they are willing to sack Mamo for rocks, is the awkward thing. But I don't want to lose, you know, half my Rotom again. Rotom's still really good here. They go for the Freeze Dry. Okay. I could either Wish, meaning that whatever comes in I've got a safe switch in with, or I could Aromatherapy to get rid of the Toxic on Rotom. I think going for the Wish is the right play. Because of this. Because of Stealth Rocks. It means that if Scizor does come in now, then Instinct can come in. But I wonder if they'll predict that. I wonder if they'll predict the Instant switching. If they go for Superpower, and I'll go back up to full. Or at least like 90%. And then at -1 it's not as big of a deal. I'm gonna do it. They go for U-turn. Okay, that's good. Because that means I'm still getting back health. I'm not running any speed on this, am I? No speed. Which means it is a speed tie if it's got no speed. They may predict this, but I've got to go for it. It is Calm Mind. That is really kind of bad. But my Buzzwole does outspeed it. Just gonna burn it. Mainly to stay in for a turn. That's the main thing. I need to stay in for a turn. So how much do I do to Prim? With Buzzwole. Primarina. Max HP, 85 to 101. I went to Florges. I want a Moonblast. I am faster. That means it's not running any speed. I do have to be careful, though. How much does Lando do? 56. I'm gonna go to Lando. Goes for Draining Kiss. I'm gonna force it to kill me. That's max defense, for sure. Okay. I think Buzzwole gets the kill, though. Even max defense doesn't take this, I don't think. Versus Buzzwole. Yeah, no, it's not taking it. I'm gonna go Buzzwole. I'm a sub first. That might have been a mistake. Because if it's bold, okay, we still get it. I had to keep Florges alive. To go to Zapdos. I'm just gonna go for the Stone Edge. It's got to hit a Hurricane if it's going to actually hurt me. Actually, I might be faster. I'm gonna sub. It's discharge, okay. Just don't miss a Stone Edge and we get this kill. Please. We get the kill. Okay, that's really, really good. Depends on the Komodo and Sizzle speeds, actually. At this point, they're gonna go for Sizzle. If they're not running speed, I do outspeed. So I'm gonna go for the Drain Punch here. It's a 2-hit KO. And they go for Dual Wing Beat and take me out. I go to Instant. Just gonna go for the Flare Blitz. Go to Umbreon. So Dual Wing Beat did what? How much did it do on the first hit? It did 50.7, I want to see. Against my Buzzwole? What's it called? Sizzle. Because the thing is with Sizzle, is I don't know how much attack that is. Dual Wing Beat. No attack. That's got to be no attack. The first hit to do 50.3. It's not got to have a lot of attack investment, which means how much did it do to my Spectrier with BP? 43%. It means I can do 2 subs. And a Parting Shot. I get a Toxic. I mean, that was very fair. Can just go for a Roman Therapy here. Go to Instant. It's a delicate dance. We dance the dance of death. I need to get Spectrier in safely. If we get Spectrier in safely, we do win. Theoretically. They go for BP. U-turn, Dual Wing Beat, BP. Is it Roost? Because it may not be Superpower. It's definitely, if it's, well, either way, I think Will-O-Wisp is actually the play. We get a burn on the Umbreon, which is one less step for Spectrier to actually do. Which is really, really important. The fact that I'm slower is actually really good. I technically can win. As long as Spectrier doesn't take too much damage, but I think I wouldn't mind repeating this interaction a little bit more. I think they want health on Sizzle. This way I forced them to stay in. And I can sub. It's Dark Pulse. That kind of throws a wrench in the plan. Didn't account for Dark Pulse. Umbreon. I want to see Dark Pulse. Yeah, that's always going to break my sub. Toxic Wish, Dark Pulse. Wait, how much did it do at -1? Yeah, it's gonna break my sub most of the time. It's gonna U-turn out. They're gonna go to Komodo. I'm gonna go for Parting Shot. Go for Clangorous Souls. It is on the special side. I think Floor just takes this. Flash Cannon we take. Take that insanely well. Go to Incin. And because Incin is slower, we can safely get into Florges and make it so I can heal on up. I can Wish, I can Aromatherapy. All that good stuff. I feel like it's Protect at this point on the Umbreon. Poor Spec. The BP. Trying to catch me. Like, it feels like they don't have anything for me. I want to knock off. But if I do get it wrong, then things do get bad. I'm going to go for it though. Okay, the U-turn. I should have Parting Shot, actually. That would have been the better play. But we get rid of the lefties on the Umbreon, meaning it's going to have to start healing itself now. Like, a bit more. Like, it can Toxic, it can Wish, it can do a few things. I'm going to have to get a Wish to Incin at some point, because I can't take a +1 superpower. You have a Dark Pulse, just do 5%, 7%, something like that. Wish first. They're going to Protect. That's really good for me. Dark Pulse doesn't kill. Dark Pulse never kills. Aromatherapy. Heal on up. Gonna Moonblast. That does so much. They put a Toxic on me. They die to burn. So we're gonna put a Wish in the air. To put a Wish in the air for the Sizzle. They have a BP. I don't think they've got anything. At this point, they would have shown superpower. GG. That was a lot scarier because they actually brought an Umbreon that actually beat my Spectrier. I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but they did. So Spectrier didn't do anything because they played around with Umbreon so well. That Primarina was very scary, but we actually, like, got it, thankfully. They brought, like, a lot of things that I didn't expect. I'm very glad that I went on, I went with Florges. I would have lost to Klangriskull. Soul, Komodo. So yeah, that means we're now 2-0. I don't even really know what got my kills. Don't know if they count passive kills, which means that that's figuring out where that burn. Oh, burn on Umbreon was Incin. So Incin. I think it would actually be like almost like because these two, one died to. I think 2 of their mons died to burn, which is impressive. So, yeah. I'm actually impressed that we got that. That puts us now 2-0 with a +7, which is quite nice. And Incin got at least 1 more kill, maybe 2. Buzzwole will also be now like 3 and 2 guaranteed. It just depends if how they count kills. If they count like if they count passive damage and what caused the passive damage. Because if so, Incin's like 5-0, which is the dumbest thing on the planet. But if not, it's still 4-0, which is kind of dumb for an Incin. Stupid cat. I hate it, but it's doing really well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.